What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Cup of Conversation.
Where we have conversations worth having.
I am your host, T.
And I'm your girl, Coco.
And you are now tuned into another Anywhere But There episode. So we are at the Hive Houston this week, and just like last week, y'all make sure y'all come check it out. Dope for all creators in Houston. And we're at 7,800 Amelia, so y'all come check out the Hive.
Yes, ma'am. And accompanying us today is our entrepreneur baddie, Miss Tay.
Y'all give it up for Miss Tay.
Yes. So go ahead, before we get into how we kind of flow into our segment, go ahead and let them know who you are and where they can find you.
Okay, first off, I want to say that I love y'all
Thank
already.
you.
I'm such a girl's girl, and y'all just gave me like the best energy from the time I walked in, and y'all just made me feel so comfortable. So
thank you.
I'm happy to be here, y'all. But I am Tay Shantae. I am the baddie-preneur. I'm originally from New Orleans. I moved to Houston after Hurricane Katrina, and I've been down here ever since. So it's been about 20 years. So I'll be saying that New Orleans birthed me, Houston raised me. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little bit of both in me.
Right, okay.
But yes, I'm an entrepreneur, so I'm in several different industries. I'm in the finance industry with my tax business where we do taxes, bookkeeping, and credit. I'm also in the travel industry, so I have my own travel agency, and I help other people start their travel business, and I'm a travel agent, so I got y'all. Y'all need to hook up on y'all travel.
I
some
love
good deals.
that.
I can help you save and earn on your travel.
Okay, good deals.
Right.
Love a good deal.
Right.
And I also do branding. So you know how y'all lovely ladies have all of this beautiful couple conversation stuff. I help businesses brand themselves, and we do like different logos and things like that. And I feel like I'm missing something. I do so much, y'all.
Right.
I
So
do so damn much.
A jack of all trades.
A jack of all trades.
But before we get into the jack of all trades, we like to start off our segments with how you feeling and how you dealing. So I'm gonna kick it off. So right now I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling refreshed. I haven't recorded since we recorded, and we had a little powwow on camera. So I feel like right now I'm feeling a little bit more refreshed. I feel like my creative juices are flowing. But I think that the way I'm gonna deal with how I'm feeling and to continue to feel this way is through this episode, because I think this episode will help us address some of the conflict that I have been personally dealing with as far as moving forward with the podcast and not making it, going back into this hustle culture type of thing, or this heavy lifting of business that I dealt with before that I don't desire to be a part of anymore. So I think that will be how I'm dealing with keeping my energy high and keeping my creative juices flowing. So yeah.
You go ahead, go next.
I like that. So how I'm feeling and how I'm dealing, right?
How you feeling and how you dealing with your feels.
So is it how I'm feeling in this moment, or just like
in general?
You can give in general over the last few days, this moment,
this month.
Yes.
How I'm feeling is very busy. Kind of always on the go. You know, when you just in the hustle culture, like you're saying, you don't get a chance to really just sit down and breathe and take it in. I'm feeling very much faithful in God. You know, I'm trusting Him to do His will for the things that I'm asking Him, because it's so big that I can't do it by myself.
Right. Of course.
And so, yeah, sometimes I get a little overwhelmed with everything that I'm doing. But how I'm dealing is I really just put all my faith in God, for real. I just give it to Him. I feel like I'm 31 years old. So I have learned, I've been an entrepreneur since I was about 23. I haven't had a job since I was like 23 years old. So
come on,
you learn a lot of stuff through being an entrepreneur. And I have learned that that's really the only way to be successful. You can't do it. Like you got to give it to God. You got to pray. You got to let Him handle it for you. And that's just how I deal with my stress, child. If I get too overwhelmed, I'm like, go ahead, take it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm dealing right now.
I love that. I love that's the best way to deal with it. I'm feeling kind of like Coco said, I'm feeling positive about the outcome of the show. We starting to get more structure to it, and we starting to relinquish some of the control, because as you know, as an entrepreneur, you start off and everything about the business is on you. The marketing, the branding, the this, the that. So we starting to relinquish some of that control and getting more of a team. behind us, people to help us put this dream together, so we can be the talent of it and be able to really hone in on good guests, good topics, and bringing value to the conversations we have. And so
Right.
I'm feeling positive, and I'm dealing with that by just kind of trying to stay in order, not trying to overwhelm myself, because I do get those days too. But like you said, I step back and give it up and give, that ain't nothing I can compete with, or I ain't nothing I'm finna sit around and stress over. I just give it to the man up there and I say, hey, I've done what I could do. I did my structure. I've tried to organize as much as I can. It's above me now.
Yeah.
It's above me now. So I'm feeling good.
Hey y'all, it's your girls from A Cup of Conversation, and we are interested in your brand.
Are you looking for a new audience to be in front of? Do you need some marketing or extra promo for your brand?
Well, all you have to do is go to the link in our bio, click the link, fill out the ad spot form, and we will reach out to you.
But let's get into the main topic. But before we do, let's cheers with everybody at home. Let's cheers.
Okay.
A quick cheers to everybody at home. And again, thank you, Tay, for having this cup of conversation with us.
Yes, I love it. I love
So,
it.
our main topic is, since you are a jack of all trades, I don't know if I play like when I'm real stressed, I play The Sims to ease my mind sometimes, just to get off of everyday life bullshit. And they have this little thing on there where you can't do more than one hobby because it'll wipe your memory for another hobby. It says on there, jack of all trades, master of none.
Okay, Sam.
So do y'all feel like that's real in the real world? Do y'all feel like there is a chance for people, we in this entrepreneur like state and time where everybody want to be an entrepreneur? Do you think people are really trying to be the jack of all trades and not really zoning into their business and making them solid businesses? Some people don't have the books on one business and they done start the next business. They don't even know what they made from this one. You know what I mean? Like, so y'all think that entrepreneur culture is kind of leading us instead of us leading it?
You know what? I like that you brought that up because that's something that I struggle with, to be transparent, just trying to do everything. Because I think that sometimes it looks easy when you haven't been in it. Like, it's like, oh, she making money doing this. I feel like I could do that, so let me do that too. But I do think it's some truth in it with jack of all trades and master of none.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't really honed in on one thing and realize that you can do that well, then you really shouldn't go into the next thing.
Right.
Because what's going to happen is you're splitting your attention. So you're not really going to be able to get to the place that you want to get to in that first thing that you're doing. And now you have to split your attention with the second thing. But I do several different businesses. I'm in different industries, so I'm not going to say that it can't be done. It definitely can be done. But you have to understand that you can't move on to the next thing until you fully understand and you feel like, okay, I got a handle on this before you go to the next thing. Or you just going to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off.
Right. I love that you said that, though, because Coco like to say this all the time. Girl, we could do that ourselves. Or I could do that. Like, that's her favorite thing to say.
And it's crazy because, like, that's how when I know I could do something, it's like, but can you do it?
Yeah.
Right.
But can you do it for real? And I think to answer your question, I think my take on it would have to be more so, are we in a generation where it's not necessarily we're having we're having the choice or the decision to be a part of the hustle culture or be that jack of all trades, but is that where we are? Is that the new job security? Because
I get what you're saying.
Even with having one job, for me right now, having one job, that's okay, but because I have a husband.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if me having this one job that I have now, could I make it? Possibly, but would I have to be thinking about what else I could do to supplement my income?
More money? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the bigger question is, do we live in a day and time where you can be a specialist only? Or do you need to be a generalist and be able to maneuver when the time calls for you to be able to maneuver? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's even up to us anymore. I think
I get what you're saying, because a lot of people at my job have side jobs. Like, and then I was just talking to one of my coworkers about, like, people put up what they got to put up with unless they have something secure to move on to. And I feel like in this day and time, job security is one scarce because it's the unemployment rate is rising. But even if you do got a secure job, you still got to have some kind of side hustle. Like you have to have some kind of residual income. You have to have. But my next question would be like, what do y'all think the difference is between just hustling or being an entrepreneur? Like, to me, I feel like entrepreneurs have more business etiquette.
Facts. Yes.
I would say that, but I think the difference is, I think that just like anything that we do has phases of it. Before you're a doctor, you're 9 times out of 10 probably a nurse, or this is that. I think with entrepreneurship, I think that is what hustling is a part of what entrepreneur is as when you first enter it.
Okay.
And the reason I feel like that is almost kind of like sourcing. I think that hustling in entrepreneur is like a form of sourcing. You're sourcing out what needs to be an entrepreneurship when you're hustling. You figuring out like, okay, this component of entrepreneurship is what I want to go into. Because sometimes even when you start a business, even like with travel or something, what niche, what part of traveling is going to give me the best outcome? Right. And I think that's the part of entrepreneur that you hustle in. You hustle to find out where can you be an entrepreneur in. You get it, if that makes sense.
Yes, that makes sense. And I'm going to piggyback off that because you do have to have a little bit of hustle in you to be an entrepreneur. You definitely do. But at some point you have to transition out of the hustle to scaling your business and having outsourcing and having systems that you put in place, because otherwise what will happen is you're going to outwork yourself. Yeah. And you're not going to see the results that you want to see. You're not going to see the money that you really want to see. You do have to have hustle in you, but if you years down the line, you still doing the same things that you was doing in the beginning of your entrepreneurship, then you're going to get to the point to where you don't want to do it anymore.
Right. You haven't grown in that business.
Yeah, you have to put systems in place.
Right.
And I agree. I think with this podcast, that's kind of what we were going through with the whole like, when she said we had like a discussion and it came out on camera, it was more so, it was, do we see the podcast as a business or a hobby? Like it's growing because we're putting time into it, we're putting money into it. So one of us might still see it as a hobby and the other one's like, no, I'm spending my money on this. So what can we make it? Like, you know what I mean? So I think that plays a factor, but you have to know like how, not what you kind of want out of the business to know how to structure it. Because you can go get QuickBooks and do all this and put all that in order, but depending on what you want out the business, you might not need that. You might need a good, reliable 2-3 assistants or employees, people to work, give them assignments, and then watch your business grow from there. Like, it just depends on what you need, because some of your businesses are not where you have to have a whole team. You work with a client directly, or you can get one of your employees to work with a client directly, just depending on the scale of your business or how big you're trying to grow it. But I do think everybody essentially wants a very well-sculpted, full-grown business. I don't think nobody's going into it saying, well, these 50 customers good, and that's it. That's all I want. I don't think that's what nobody's want. But do you think that you've had the time to like hone into all of your business and brand them right, market them right, do things that need to be done? I love the honesty.
Child. I'm gonna be honest because I don't want anybody to think that entrepreneurship is easy. It's definitely not. And you know what? I just remembered what we was talking about. It was the different streams of income. I'm really big on having different streams of income because we are in a society where you can't just have one.
Right.
Because you should be using your job to invest, to be your investor into whatever you truly want to do. But having one stream of income is too close to having none. So you do need to.
Let's talk about it.
You do need to have different streams of income, child. But no, I do not have the time that I would like for all of my businesses. What I do is I focus mainly on the one that makes me the most money, and then from that I can invest in other ones.
Okay.
So then you can get virtual assistants, you can hire assistants, you can outsource things to help you with the other businesses that's not making as much.
Right.
When you focus on the one that's making you the most money. So I don't have time for all of them. And I'm not going to sit here and act like it. But I feel like I do really well. I have a lot of people that's like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just found a way from doing it for so many years.
Yeah.
You said something and T said something. I think it goes back to what do you really want out of not only the business, but what do you really want out of life?
Yeah.
Because when I really sat back with like, okay, what is it that Krista really wants? Where do you see yourself being okay with? And my husband asked me not too long ago, like, what do you want? Because I think being so highly driven and over ambitious, that was who I was. But in all actuality, when I had those things, I didn't find like peace in those things.
Yeah.
Like, and so like now, like I second guess a lot of stuff, like because naturally that's who I am, ambitious, over ambitious, want to do everything, want to hit all my goals. But really, when I sat down and thought about it, like, what is it that you want? I couldn't really put my finger on the things that I wanted being the things that entrepreneur or having multiple incomes and all that brought. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, thank God for my husband. I'm going to just say that. And I know that's not everybody's situation, but I feel like I would be okay if I worked my job. Now, my job probably pays a decent salary than most people making every day. But I think that I would be okay if I just worked my job and I lived a simple life. Now, is that everybody's? Is that, no. But I do think that I'm so turned off by, for me, I'm so turned off by like going.
The hustle
culture.
Yeah.
I was a part of that culture, and I ain't gonna lie. At a point in my life, I loved it. It was like a thrill almost. And then
that point must have been 3 months ago, cause baby, this is news to me. I didn't know you want to be a stay-at-home wife.
Well, I think when I closed my business, because my business required so much out of just me.
Yeah.
And what I had to do to maintain it, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that, and not coming from like this lazy person, like I don't want to do that. It was just once I had what the hustle culture brought,
which was more responsibility.
It was more responsibility more than it was more freedom.
Facts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, do I really want this? Do I want this to be my life until I get to whatever they're saying that I need to get to not be my life?
Right.
So do I want to spend my years getting to that point versus saying, okay, what is enough for you to be okay with living your years how you want to live your years and not waiting to live your years like that?
So do you feel like going through the process, you just wasn't willing to go through the process to get to the end result that they saying you should have, basically?
Well, it wasn't that I wasn't willing to go through the process. I feel like for the most part, I went through the process because I'm not going to say I didn't make no money. Like I made a lot of money, but like even in making that money, like, and I'm not saying like no billions of dollars or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is like, in order to get to that point, the time that it took away from what I really love and what I really enjoy, am I willing to sacrifice that?
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, would you say it wasn't worth it?
I don't want to say it wasn't worth it because I feel like in itself it was an experience and it was something that I'm willing to say that.
No, just the payout, not the experience, just the payout. Like
payout, I would say it was worth it because I was able to do a lot with the stuff that I got. But I also can see myself doing some of the same things if I manage my life properly with the job that I have right now.
Transparency.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I know it's almost kind of like, you know how like you design, like you never had anything designer or something like that, and then you work hard and you get that designer, but it doesn't make you feel any type of way than you felt before you had it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make sure that when I'm living my life, and I don't want this show to be about me.
No, but I love this right now.
But I want to make sure that when anybody live their life, you live your life, whatever it is, that you're living your life and you're not doing something to live a life.
To live, yeah, I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm
100%.
saying? And I think that's where entrepreneur took me, even as a mother on a simple scale. Like every day you got to be at this shop to do this, and then you'll be able to go on vacation with your daughter. No, like I don't want to wait till she's.
But sis, I love that so much because you know what? Until you have that conversation with yourself, you're not going to be in alignment with your goals.
Yes.
You can get into something. You can be a slave to your business. So that's not for everybody. Like you said, the sacrifices that you had to make, you wasn't willing to do that for money, basically. So you really do have to sit down and see if you're in alignment with that type of lifestyle because otherwise you're gonna get it, and you're not gonna like it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it happens to where you get burnt out really quickly. Like you can really want to do that business, but you get in and get burnt out. I feel like if we had more financial literacy on how to funnel our money from our 9-to-5s to make it make sense to make more money,
Yes.
then we would have more freedom to kind of do those things. Like we wouldn't have to be slaving at a job. Even though I would say like with the 9-to-5, you still have like certain structural boundaries. You got to put in PTO. You got to save up the PTO to be able to. So it's kind of just like entrepreneurship in a way. You know, you don't get PTO as soon as you get there. You got to wait a year or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that
So,
depends.
just
That
like at
depends
the-
on the job.
Yeah.
Because I about to say, I
you
came
still
in the
gotta
door with 10
keep-
days.
Damn, where is you working at? I'm finna put in my resignation. Yeah.
Send me the link, girl. I got people need a job.
No, really.
Because they show you gotta earn this. So I'm
Yeah.
like, all right.
Yeah.
You know, but like as much as we put into somebody else's business, I just be feeling like we could do that same shit for ourselves. It just ain't got as much structure. And I get what you mean by like it'll burn you out, but like, man, you doing that for somebody else too. Like it's some, because I feel like my job burned me out sometimes. I get tired of
Really?
fighting with them white people all the time. I get
Yes.
tired of, especially when you're in a corporate space and you gotta like, I ain't gonna say code switch, but yeah, code switch.
Yes.
Like you gotta be something you ain't. You gotta try to talk to and kiki people to get to a certain. I don't like that.
But you know what's another angle to that though? I coach people in business, so we have different colors for people. So for a red, for instance, which you kind of giving me, a red just wants to seek financial freedom, so you can have more time freedom. You're not one of those people who they have to talk a lot to. If it makes sense, then you just about to sign.
Yeah.
You just about to do it. Basically, you need to have fun doing what you're doing. Maybe you're not such you're an introverted person, so you have to do something where you don't have to talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it really does depend on what you're doing, because you may have been doing a business where it wasn't serving you purpose because you was a different color.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah,
I
what
get
was
what
your
you mean.
business, if you don't mind me asking?
I owned a med spa.
Okay, so you had to put in a lot of work for that. And then you have a full-time job as well.
Well, I didn't.
Oh, you
At the
didn't at the
time.
time.
Yeah.
Like I literally just I closed the door on entrepreneur and just went back to.
So let me ask you this: if you had a business that was virtual, you can do it from home. You can maybe do it on your own time. It don't require as much from you, and you still see the same payday, so you have more time freedom for your family. Would you be interested in that?
Right.
Exactly.
So this is what I realized. So
it's not entrepreneurship that turns you off. It was the type.
it was
the
a
type,
type of entrepreneur. Like remember what I was telling you, I would never do service.
Yeah,
business
yeah,
again.
service,
So I
yeah,
knew
yeah.
that then.
yeah.
So my more and technically I'm still an entrepreneur. I don't advertise this because I don't have to, but as far as not like that. but what I'm saying is so my husband is a
Shout out to hubby, because you
'Cause-
ain't got nothing but good things to say
yes,
about
like
him.
he,
Come on,
like
black
he,
man.
he is the entrepreneur. Like he is the
Yes.
entrepreneur, and he does it full force and aggressively and all of that stuff. But I told him when I closed my business, I was like, I don't want to do services. I don't think I want to do products either. What does that mean? And it's funny because what I've always wanted to do was real estate. I didn't want to be a real estate agent, but I always wanted to invest in
developer?
Like
yeah.
the
Exactly.
background.
So now that has been what we've been doing. Like we've been working on developing and house flipping and flipping land and stuff like that. So I've been spending a lot of my time doing that. And I think too, I like it because I get to spend time with my husband, and it's like making me look like I'm almost kind of like him.
Yeah.
But I don't have to be like him for real
Yeah.
and aggressive like that. So I think that I like that
Because
part
baby,
of
he'll
it.
leave the house at 6 in the morning. and
Exactly. Like
Be
he
back.
like up and working out and like up, get out
Yeah.
the bed. Like I used to be joking with them on the phone, but it wasn't a joke. When I hear my husband's car coming in the driveway, I'm up like, oh, let me
Let me
make
do
like I'm
something.
doing
Let me do
something.
something.
I'm through.
No, like, cause he like, okay, what you did all day? You had 8
And you
hours.
been
You ain't-
chilling.
and I've been chilling.
I would literally hear him come in the house like, what you been doing?
Yeah.
Like, what have
That's
you
some
been
people's
doing?
story
I
right
know you
there.
ain't been sitting here since I left.
That's real.
But I had to have this same type of conversation with him. I'm like, babe, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I did it because, and I'm not gonna lie, he is the one that pushed me because I was teaching before I became an entrepreneur. He literally was like, I told him one problem I had at the job. He was like, you don't need that job. You can make all this. If you make this much money, like, and I was like, you know what, I can. Okay. And I stepped out and I did do it, and I did certain things. But I had to tell him, like, babe, this is who I am. This is what I want. He asked me one day. He was like, what do you want? And I was like, I want to be a kept wife.
Oh, I love it.
And I'm like, and he was like, what is that? And I'm like, I don't want to have to work. You want a soft life. I want a soft life. And I think because my nervous system really get agitated when it's like a lot going on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like, even with these pillows, I was telling my aunt, she was like, so what color? Because we had a dilemma with it. I was like, I don't know. I just need to have something when I show up because if I do not want to have to go off on tea. Because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my life, I don't know what it is. Like, I do know what it is a little bit, but I'm like, I just want everything to go how it needs to go. Who do we need to have? It's not set up for the real life entrepreneur stuff. So I need to kind of play the background. Like when I tell my husband, I'm like, I'll help you with your business. I'm really good with business structure. I'm really good with setting things up. I'm really good with like organization of it, making sure you have this kind of website, making sure your your money going here, making sure I'm good with that. But the other parts of the intricate parts of solving problems, I just your role. I know my role.
And that's important. That's really important.
That's so important.
Yeah.
That was a good main topic, but we're going to jump into our last segment, what we call the last cup. And that's just where you spill your honest tea. Oh, yeah, the last sip. I'm sorry. The last sip.
Before we go.
I wrote it down wrong. That's just where you truthfully, you pick one of these cards and you truthfully, well, you're going to pick three of them.
Tea. 3 cards out of here and then we're going to go.
Okay.
Truthfully. Don't leave nothing out because you're on camera. Okay, because that's what people like to do. I'm saying truthfully because people love to get up here and get very
politically correct.
Yes, that's what it is.
Girl, y'all want
politically
to
correct. That's what they be trying to be.
Y'all ready?
Why y'all didn't tell me my cards was upside down this whole time?
Okay, so what do you most enjoy or miss about being single? Ooh. Oh, y'all want tea.
Yeah, you thought we
was going back to.
You thought we was talking about business.
Oh, okay.
You done gave him the intricate teacher part.
Right. You know what I really miss about it is just sometimes you don't have to think about the other person. Like, it's just you. So you don't always have to be considerate. You know, you go get you something to eat. You just got to get something for yourself. Yeah. Or if you don't feel like cleaning the house today, she said, I still do that.
Look, throw it away before you get home.
So it's more so that because I really enjoy being in a committed relationship. I do. It's the partnership for me. Because like you say, you know your role. We have different roles. So it really helped me to be a better woman. Yeah. But I sometimes miss that though. I just be want to say, baby, y'all finna eat air tonight.
Yeah. And that's it.
Y'all finna eat air.
And sometimes you say that.
Or anything about it?
I don't miss anything about being... Well, let me think about this before I answer.
You miss something.
Only thing that I can say that I miss is like I feel like having to. I don't even want to say that. I was gonna say having to mature because when you're in a marriage, you have to be very emotionally intelligent, and sometimes considerate. I think that's the part that I probably do miss sometimes. But sometimes I don't miss that because now that I feel like on the receiving end of it. It makes you want to be more considerate.
Yeah.
You know, when
I
you
was
get
just gonna say, keep you from being stuck in your ways.
Exactly.
Like, you know, and I would say the same thing. I kind of miss like just not having to consider other people. But like you said, it matures you in the right way. Like my boyfriend definitely gave me a lot of mirror situations. Like, look, this what you look like doing it. Yeah. And that ain't cute on nobody. So
single or married.
Regardless. Okay, so what else you got?
Okay, have you ever slept with a coworker? No, I could say that so easy, so fast. I do not play about that. Yeah, I don't play about that because I feel like that gets a little messy sometimes. Like I have watched other people do it, and it's like, no, thank you. Or even somebody that I do business with when I started doing entrepreneurship, and y'all know back in the days when I was dating men. But they something else. Like you would think that they respecting you. You know, they're
trying to get something.
Girl, they just trying to get something out of you. So no, I would rather you really respect me and really be trying to invest into what I have going on. So yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
You ever slept with a coworker?
No.
Never, me neither.
Have I? No, I haven't. I had to think because
You
I used to
said
work in the nightlife, y'all. I used to.
Oh, okay.
No, I haven't.
No.
Not even before that.
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No.
I mean,
I barely am friends with my coworkers. I
I
go to
exactly.
work.
For me,
Okay.
and
And you
too-
can't have my social medias.
No, I go to work.
Right. We're not friends like that for real.
No.
I go
That's
to
what I was about
work,
to
baby.
say. And the only thing I'm trying to think, like the only way that probably would happen is, first of all, if you on the same level with me, we at a work job, that probably mean you making about what I'm making.
Exactly.
And
That's the
or
first
less.
red flag.
And for a teacher, or less, if you a TA and you ain't even look, I can't talk to you.
That's
Not
the
for
first
you.
red flag.
Unless you a principal, the boss, I mean, then they usually be married already, and I ain't messing with no married man. So, yeah.
Clock it.
Come on, sis. Okay, last one. Have you ever had sex with one of your friends, girl or guy? Y'all, I have.
Oh.
And you know what? That was the last damn time that I ever did that. It backfired on me, y'all. That backfired on me, so I never did that again. I felt like that was crossing the line.
Yeah.
And I had never did that before, so I was like, we cool, we might could do that, but no, child, we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
It brought a lot of problems.
Yeah. I can only
I
imagine.
don't think I've ever done it with a friend. But I've had sex with somebody that was a friend, but he really wasn't a friend really when I'm thinking about it. Like, he wasn't my friend. And then we had sex.
Like,
it was
real
like
friend.
No, it was like we just cool, and then we got around each other and we started flirting and stuff, and then we had sex. But you wouldn't never
like
talk
y'all knew
to
y'all
after
wasn't trying to
that.
be in a relationship type shit.
Yeah, so I don't even consider that. Like, not nobody that was strictly my friend, and then we crossed that line. So no, I don't think so.
Well, all my homegirls in high school
This gonna be
knew
good.
they like early on. They knew they like girls. I, on the other hand, was like, y'all gay, everybody, y'all gay. I don't really like that.
Mhm.
But then as I got older, I was like, well, maybe I might like a girl. Let me try.
Mhm.
And then one of my homegirls was like, because we had like a group of 10 friends.
Mhm.
About 7 of them was lesbians or bisexual, and 3 of us wasn't. And out of the 3 that wasn't, me and one of my friends was like, let's see what this take us on this drunk night. Girl, fuck no. I'm talking about absolute. I mean, we never really even got to the sex part because the foreplay was
thought of
awkward.
it was
Yes,
Really?
it
Because
was
that's your friend.
awkward. I said, yeah,
Well,
no.
do you think it was because it was your friend or because she didn't know what she was doing? Oh, okay.
I think
It
it was
was 'cause
because
it was
it
your
wasn't
friend.
because she wasn't attractive. It was just because she my friend. I was like, and then we was like,
Yeah,
close friend. I'm like,
yeah, I
yeah,
never.
no,
You know what? It
that-
wasn't a friend like that.
No,
and let me
sis.
be clear, it wasn't even a film. It was a stud. So,
Oh, okay.
like one of my girlfriends, like
yeah,
we
like
girls,
all of us are films, so all of
Yeah.
us are very
I never
feminine.
did
And I was
that.
just like,
Okay.
yeah, no, sis, no. And I kind of felt bad because I think she was feeling it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I'm not. This too
She
much
been
for
wanting
me.
this,
Yeah,
she
this
did.
too much. And then I'm not gonna say they always like fucked around with each other, but like they all knew they was gay. They would do. This sound bad. I was gonna say they would do like gay shit together, but
No,
like
it ain't
no,
bad.
but like they'll fuck with like some studs together, you know,
Mhm.
like little shit like that. And I was just like, yeah, that's y'all shit. That was never me, but.
Mhm.
I do like girls, but girls that I like, not my friends. I don't want to
Yes.
try to just try it out on
With
somebody
somebody.
just cause to say we
Yeah.
trying
Girl,
it
you'll
out.
be
Hell
surprised how many people we in Houston. So
Yeah.
the girls they do that.
I'm starting to see
They
now.
are
Girls
bad.
be like, "Oh, I'll fuck with my friend." We had them drunk nights just for this. I'm like,
Girl, I be
And
scared to go
I
to the
do.
parties and,
And
stuff.
and not only that, I hear this a lot of women are saying that a lot of women come on to them for their husbands for like to bring
Yeah,
them.
yeah, that's
I
true.
seen a TikTok of a girl talking about that. Like, she was a stripper and she did parties and they paid her to come for a party and it was just the
Mhm.
wife and the husband, and she was like, "Oh no, I don't do those type of
Yes,
parties."
girl. What they call them, unicorns?
Uh-huh.
I be learning now because people been trying to get me.
Mhm.
What is so?
I
Wait,
heard
what's
it.
the unicorn part about
Girl,
it?
they said the unicorns is like when you're a single. It's usually for women, and they invite you
Yeah.
into like a relationship.
If you the
or
third
marriage.
person, basically, yeah.
yeah.
You the somebody they
Girl, I
bring
had to
in.
learn
They give everything a
because,
name. A
Yes,
unicorn.
girl, yes.
I
I'm
wish
thinking
Carrie
people
would
trying to
say
be
a
my
uni-
friend. They trying to get my little booty. I had
Child, I done had my fair share of poly situation that I'm not unicorning
I would like
anything.
to
I
hear
wouldn't
that.
unicorn a damn thing. Ain't nobody unicorning my shit.
They're right. Look, unicorn.
Not right now. Mm-mm.
Been the-
Not in this time.
Ran you kicked your ass like a horse. Trying to
Bennett, your ass up in here. This was good, y'all.
Yeah,
this was
it
a good
was,
episode.
yeah.
And I applaud you for handling all your businesses
Yes.
and coming through,
Boss babe.
very
Love
mature,
it.
very handling, just got your shit together. Like, it's
Giving
giving.
boss vibes. Y'all.
Yeah, it's giving like the business not running you. You running
Yeah.
it, okay?
Oh,
Yeah.
say that.
It's not running you.
that.
So congratulations
You
on
look
all your
good.
business endeavors.
Thank you.
Definitely looking
I
good.
had fun, y'all. I had fun.
Thank
Yes,
you so
you
much.
gotta
Y'all
come
for
up
having
more,
me.
girl.
Yes.
We love a reoccurring face.
Yes, and then give us your Instagram one more time, and then we're gonna close.
So my
out.
Instagram is _baddiepreneur. So y'all follow me, and I have all my
Period.
businesses in my bio.
Okay, and y'all
Period.
don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time.
See y'all.